The Snaptite Assembly system locks end channels to all sheets without the need for tools or fasteners. To assemble each panel, the perimeter channels are secured to the top and bottom of each sheet. Gently tap the channel over the Snaptite lugs and work your way along the sheet. Each channel should be fit to the center of each sheet. Simply tap the channel along until it's aligned. Let's do the rear panel assembly. To construct the rear panel, we'll need 153C channel, 181F channel, and 2 of the 30A sheets. Lay out the 2 sheets so that the edge with 2 pre-punched holes are to the center. Overlap the sheets by 1 rib, then secure with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the 53C channel to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to go to the outside. Repeat this with the 81F channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheets. This completes the rear panel assembly. Let's do the roof panel assembly. To construct the roof panel, we'll need 160C channel, 181E channel, 2 of the 85A lips, and 2 of the 52A sheets. Lay out the sheets so there's a row of pre-punched holes at the bottom. Overlap the sheets by 1 rib, then secure with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Leave the top hole free for now. Take the 60C channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will go to the outside of the sheets. Take the 81E channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. Place one of the 85A lips onto the side of the sheets, sliding it between the channels and the sheets. Fasten the lip to the sheet using 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the remaining 85A lip onto the other side of the sheets, sliding it between the channels and sheet. Fasten the lip to the sheet using 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Once complete, repeat the previous steps to make the other roof panel. Proceed to the following step with one of the completed roof panels. Flip the panel over so you have access to the 60C channel at the top. Take the ridge beam and slide it onto the 60C channel with the top of the beam facing the outside. Line up the pre-punched holes and then secure the ridge beam with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. That completes the roof panel assembly. Time for the right side panel. To construct the side panel, we'll need 1 peak brace, 182L channel, 182R channel, 181E channel, 1 36L sheet and 1 36R sheet. Lay out the sheets so that the 36L sheet is on the left and the 36R sheet is on the right. Overlap the sheets by one rib, then secure with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the bottom 2 holes. Leave the top one free for now. Use tin snips to trim the intersecting corner of the sheets. This will allow the channels to go on nicely. Finish securing the sheets with one 10mm self-tapping screw. Take the 82L channel and attach it to the top left of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will face towards the outside. Take the 82R channel and attach it to the top right of the sheets, ensuring that the 2 channels meet in the middle. Place the peak brace over the pre-punched holes in the top of the channels. Secure the peak brace with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the 81E channel to the bottom of the sheets, ensuring the short side of the channel faces the outside. That completes the right side panel assembly. Let's do the left side panel assembly. To construct the left side panel, we'll need one peak brace, one 82L channel, one 82R channel, one 80A channel, one 81E channel, one 36L sheet, and one 29R sheet. Lay out the sheets with the 60L on the left and the 29R sheet on the right. Overlap them by one rib. Make sure the bottom of the sheets are sitting flush, then secure with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws, skipping the top hole for now. Use the tin snips to clip the top corner of the sheets that overlap. This will allow the channels to go on and sit well. Take the 80A channel and place it upside down beneath the side of the 29R sheet. Make sure you've got the long side of the channel towards the inside of the panel. Secure with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 82L channel and attach it to the top of the 36L sheet using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will face towards the outside. Attach the 82R channel to the top of the 29R sheet. Use one more 10mm self-tapping screw to finish securing the sheets together. Place the peak brace over the top channels, aligning it with the pre-punched holes. Make sure the brace is placed in the orientation shown. Secure the brace using 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 81E channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. This will complete our left side panel. Let's move on to our front panel assembly now. To construct the front panel, we'll need one 90C jamb, one 89A jamb, one 89B jamb, one 53A channel, one 53B channel, one 79C channel, and the 34A sheet. The first thing we need to do is orientate ourselves. If you look at the 34A sheet, you'll notice that one pan is narrower than the rest. This will be next to the door opening when finished. Take note on how this sheet is positioned in the video because it is important that the channels and jambs are attached to the correct sides. Take the 53A channel and attach it to the top of the sheet using the Snaptite method. There are two holes in the center of our channel. Make sure the hole furthest away from the door space is aligned to the 34A sheet. We'll need the other one later on. We'll repeat this process again using the 53B channel, this time attaching it to the bottom of our sheet using the Snaptite method. Again, make sure that you've got the correct hole in the channel aligned with the 34A sheet hole. Next, we're going to attach the 89A jamb to the left side of the sheet. This can be a little tricky, so pay attention on how the jamb slides into the top and bottom channels. Put the jamb so it's overlapping the sheet and aligns with the holes in the top and the bottom channels. Using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws, secure the jamb to the sheet. Take the 89B jamb and attach it to the other end of the channels. This will create our doorway. Note that the way the jamb orientates with the channel and fasten using 2 of the longer 20mm self-tapping screws. We've nearly finished the doorway. Take the 90C jamb and slide it into the 53A channel at the top. Once this is placed correctly into the channel, fasten using 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Next, we'll place the 79C channel at the bottom. The short side will face outwards, and the longer side will be inside the bottom channel. Fasten with 3 10mm self-tapping screws. The last step will be to turn the front panel over and use a 10mm self-tapping screw in each corner of the doorway. Our front panel is now complete. We'll construct our door panel next. To construct the door panel, we'll need one pad bolt, one door plate, one 58A channel, one 58B channel, two 58C channels, two 91A jambs, and the B sheet. Start by orientating your sheet. We have ours orientated so the holes for the lock are on the left side of the screen. Take one of the 58C channels and attach it to the top of the panel using the Snaptite method. Repeat this process for the other 58C channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheet. Next, take the 58A channel, it's the one with the hinges. Attach it to the right side of the panel. For this channel, we'll need the long side of the channel facing outside. Slide it underneath the 58C channels at the top and bottom. You'll know you've got the channel in the right position if the hinges fold upwards. Repeat this for the 58B channel. Remember to put the long side of the channel facing towards the outside. Now that the channels are on, secure the corners using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now that that's done, do the remaining holes in the channel using 6 more screws. Make sure they align with the holes in the sheet underneath it. Flip the panel over and use 4 more screws to secure the back of the channels. While our panel is turned over, we'll attach the door bracing. Take one of the 91A jambs and align its holes with a diagonal row of holes in the sheet. Both ends of the jamb will slide underneath the channels. Once aligned, use a screw at either end of the jamb. Do this from the underside of the sheet. This will hold our jamb in place so we can flip the sheet over and more easily do the rest of the screws. Repeat this process for the other jamb, ensuring it's aligned with the diagonal row of punched holes. Now that the jambs are held in place, flip the panel over again and use 6 screws to finish securing the jambs to the sheet. Next, we'll need the door plate. Place it over the holes on the left side of the sheet. Once aligned, fasten using 2 screws into the holes furthest from the edge. Get the pad bolt and place on the door plate. Align the 4 holes and then fasten with 4 10mm self-tapping screws. With our door panel complete, it's time to attach it to the front panel. Place the front panel so you have access to the holes for the hinges. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear the sheeting that sits behind these holes. Place the door panel over the front panel in the open position and unfold the hinges. Make sure that these align with the holes in the front panel. Once aligned, use a pop riveter to fasten the door hinges to the front panel. You'll need to use 6 pop rivets to secure the door. Test your door opens and closes smoothly. We've now finished our door panel and attached it to the front panel. Time for the final assembly. Stand up the rear panel or get a friend to hold it. We'll start by attaching the right side panel. Slide the top and bottom channels of the right side panel into the notches in the rear panel. Once the pre-punched holes are aligned, fasten using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the left side panel, making sure that the holes at the front are aligned. Once aligned, fasten the sheets together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now we'll attach the front panel. We recommend you get a friend to help you hold it. Align the front panel with the left panel, slotting the channels together and making sure that the holes line up. Once aligned, back out the top screw, then re-screw into the panel. Work down the side securing the front panel to the side using 3 of the 20mm, the longer self-tapping screws. Moving on to the right side, align and fasten with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the roof panel with the ridge beam attached to it and lift it onto the shed, and make sure that the lips are on the outside of the side walls. Align the ridge beam with the holes in the peak brace. Fasten the ridge beam to the peak brace by using a 10mm self-tapping screw at either end. Place the remaining roof panel onto the top of the shed, sliding it so that the lips are on the outside. Pull the edge of the roof panel and slide it into the ridge beam. You may need to wiggle the roof panel to get it all the way in. Fasten the ridge beam to the roof panel with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Fasten the roof sheets together using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Drill out the hole in the peak brace and ridge beam, then fasten with 1 10mm self-tapping screw. Repeat for the other end of the ridge beam, drill out and secure with 1 10mm self-tapping screw. Align the holes in the roof with the holes in the front panel, then secure using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Use 4 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the roof panel to the rear wall. Use 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure both lips to the left side panel. Repeat for the other side, securing the lips to the right panel with 4 more of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the gable cap and fold as shown. Hook the gable cap under the 2 roof panel lips and place over the ridge beam. Drill out the holes in the cap and then fasten using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process for the gable cap on the other side of the ridge beam. We'll attach the pad bolt hasps now. Place the hasp over the pad bolt shaft and drill out a hole. Secure the hasp using one of the longer 20mm self-tapping screws. Drill out the other hole and secure with 1 more of the 20mm self-tapping screws. Firstly, position the shed onto the slab, making sure the walls are squared up and it's centered. Take your angle brackets and lay them out in the positions as shown, spacing them equally along each wall. Using these brackets as a template, go around and carefully mark where the holes are on the slab and on the wall. Drill 3mm pilot holes in the wall centered on these marks. Now switch out to the 10mm drill bit and drill through these pilot holes. Next, take your hammer drill and insert the 10mm masonry drill bit. Drill down through the marks we made earlier. Be sure to go down deep enough for the height of the dynabolt. From the outside of the shed, take the 10mm bolt and poke it inside. You may need a friend to hold it there. Align the angle bracket with the bolt and then tighten the nut by hand. Tighten it further using the shifting spanner. Put the dynabolt through the bracket and into the hole in the slab. Tighten this nut on the dynabolt with a shifting spanner. Now that this has been done at all positions, the structure is anchored. Now the shed is complete, any leftover holes can be finished off with a screw.